Hello children, good morning. Hope you're all safe and healthy. Last class we saw about the types of softwares, right? So here's an activity for you. List out the system softwares installed in your laptop or desktop. Will you all do it, children? Do it in your classwork notebook. Let us now proceed with today's session. Today we are going to look at the types of operating system. Last class we saw about what is an operating system, what are the tasks of operating system, and what are the functions of operating system. So today we will be looking at the types of operating system. The operating system is classified into three types: single user operating system, multi-user operating system, and multitasking operating system. Let us dwell on this topic in depth. Ready, children? First, let us take a look at the single user operating system. In single user operating system, as the name suggests, only a single user is allowed to use the computer system at any given time. So this type of operating system is used in homes and offices. The second type of operating system is multi-user operating system. Multi means many. Hence, this type of operating system allows multiple users on different computers to access the system at the same time. They are connected to the main computer through a network. The multi-user operating system can handle various requests and needs of all the users simultaneously. Resources of the main computer are shared among the users. An example of multi-user operating system would be Linux and Unix. Now that we know about single user operating system and multi-user operating system, let us look at the difference between single user and multi-user operating system. Single user operating system provides facilities to only one user at a time, whereas multi-user operating system provides resources to multiple users at a time. Single user operating system, as only one user is connected, is a simple type of operating system, whereas the multi-user operating system is a complex type. Example of single user operating system would be Windows, Apple, Mac, whereas multi-user operating system would be Unix and Linux. Now, let us take a look at the third type of OS, which is multitasking operating system. As the name suggests, multitasking, multi means many, tasking means tasks, so many tasks at a time. So multitasking operating system would allow the user to do or to perform various tasks at the same time. Multitasking operating system is the ability to execute more than one task at the same time. The task being a program in multitasking, only one processor is involved, but it switches from one program to another so quickly that you don't even know that it has a wait time. For example, if you take a look at this image, you can see that 4 applications are running in the back end of the computer system: a word processor, email application, web browser, and antivirus software. All these tasks are running simultaneously without any hindrance to the user. This is the advantage of the multitasking operating system. This type of operating system is the one that we are using now. The next image explains clearly how the time is being allocated for each task. For example, for task 1, CPU gives 10 nanoseconds, and for task 2, it gives again 10 nanoseconds, and for task 3, again 10 nanoseconds. So, based on this, the tasks are being executed. An example of multitasking type of operating system would be Windows. The next topic that we are going to look at is language processor. Language processor is another type of system software. Children, what happens if you are in a country like China, and you don't know Chinese, you know only English, then what do? You hire a translator to translate your language into Chinese, which is how you communicate with the people in China. Similarly, in computer system also, a language processor or a language translator converts your source code program into machine code. A source code program is a program written by the programmer, which is also called as a high-level language. The image shows the program written in C language, which is a high-level language. Now, what is a machine code? Machine code is the language understandable by the system, which is in terms of zeros and ones. It is very difficult to understand and very difficult to code using the machine language. Therefore, source code is the code understandable for human and machine code is the code understandable for the computers. So the language translator basically translates the source code into computer understandable machine code. In the above image, you can see that basic COBOL is a source program which is a high-level language, whereas the machine language is an object program written in terms of zeros and ones. So in the middle we have the language translation process done by the language processor. Now let us take a look at the classification of language processor. Language processor can be classified into three types: assembler, compiler, and interpreter. Let us take a look at assembler now. Assembler is a program that converts assembly program into machine language. An assembly language is an intermediate language which is neither like machine language nor like high-level language, where some of the instructions can be understandable by the user and some of them are non-understandable in terms of machine code. Hence, an assembler is a translator which translates the assembly language into machine language. Let us now take a look at interpreter. Interpreter is a translator which is used to convert high-level programming language into low-level programming language. It converts the program one step at a time. At whichever step an error encounters, it stops the program there itself. Unless the error is rectified, the program doesn't move on. This is about interpreter. The third type of translator would be compiler. A compiler converts the source file into a machine code. Both are same. However, what is the difference between compiler and an interpreter? Compiler compiles the program as a whole. Interpreter converts one statement of a program at a time. Compiler generates the object file. Interpreter generates no object file. Compiler translation is fast. Interpreter translation is slow. This is the difference between compiler and interpreter. Let us stop here, children. Today's summary: types of operating system, single user, multi-user and multitasking operating system. Then we saw about language processor and its classification. Let us have a small quiz, children. Are you all ready? Good. Let us proceed. First question: dash is used to translate the programming or high-level language into machine language. The answer is very good, language processor. Let us move on to the next question. Dash translator converts the source code into machine code at once. The answer is compiler. Very good. Let us now proceed to the third question. Dash operating system allows a user to run more than one application at a time. The answer is multitasking operating system. Very good, children. Next question. Linux is an example of dash type of operating system. The answer is Multi-user operating system. Well done, children. Last question, children. C, C++, Java are called as dash. Very good, children. It is high-level language. Good job. With this, our session comes to an end, children. Time to go home. See you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.